Welcome to F12 MJD News Updates. Greetings and peace of the Lord Jesus Christ be with you, dear people of God. Lent is here again. The prophet said, "Tear your hearts, not tear your garments." The psalmist cried, "What I want is a contrite spirit, not sacrifice." This holy season calls you to the conversion of the heart. A thought for the week. When the pastor became ill, the small rural community gathered to pray for his recovery and ask for God's guidance during his lengthy absence. Having first looked at all their pastor's many responsibilities, those present took an inventory of their skills and talents. I could take over the capital campaign for the new educational center, offered an accountant. I'd be willing to lead Bible study, said a retired librarian. I could train lectors and help kids with the Christmas pageant, volunteered an amateur actor. We'd like to visit the homebound and help with social care, stated a middle-aged couple, recent empty nesters. And I'll get an email list together, give everyone updates about what's happening at the parish, said a young computer programmer. Something that many of us do not want to consider. They pitched in. To each individual, the manifestation of the Spirit is given for some benefit, Paul said to the Corinthians. Building the church is a collective, collaborative effort. Our unique gifts, skills, and talents are not just for our own benefit, but for the sake of all God's people, and that's everybody. What are your gifts? What are your skills? How can you use them to pitch in and help build the church and the communion of families? How can you invest them even further and be an instrument to heal the world and the earth with others who can help? There is no ready-made church. We are the living bricks of God's house. We chip in, or it will remain unbuilt. Announcements for this week. 1. The MCO has been extended till the 4th of March, with Malacca classified as CMCO and Johore as MCO. Masses will continue within the provisions, that is, 1/3 capacity with SOP till 10 p.m. for Malacca, and only 30 persons a mass between 6 a.m. and 2 p.m. for Johore. 2. The Lenten Message 2021 from Pope Francis is entitled Renewing Faith, Hope, and Love. The practices of fasting, prayer, and almsgiving must convert our hearts. Conversion means, first, renewing our faith, which is the truth that frees us to let go of preconceived ideas of self, others, and the poor. Second, renewing our hope is seeing the God of grace at work in our history, in our prayer. And third, renewing our love is giving our 5 loaves and 2 fishes to the suffering, the abandoned, and the fearful during these pandemic times, reassuring and recognizing the poor that they are loved by God. 3. The COVID-19 vaccination exercise is about to begin in March. Am I going to say yes or no to it? Do I have a right not to be vaccinated on the grounds of conscience? Yes. However, the assumption here is that the conscience is fully formed and informed. In times of doubt, we turn to the magisterium, the teaching office of the Catholic Church, for further clarity. Can I still contribute to the common good if I'm unable to receive the vaccination for medical or personal reasons? Yes. You must do the utmost to avoid by other protective means, masks, face shields, physical distancing and sanitizing, and appropriate action, and avoid becoming vehicles of transmission or infectious agents to others, especially the vulnerable. For coming up next on the 14th of March 2021 from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m., the Diocesan Family Life Ministry has arranged for a Zoom session with Dr. Joseph Jacob, a geriatrician and a consultant psychiatrist from Kuala Lumpur, to speak on the pandemic stress and coping among the elderly. Contact Deacon Petrus or the Diocesan Family Life Ministry for more information. From the 20th to 25th of March, the first ever National Online Life in the Spirit Seminar, organized by Charis Malaysia with Bishop Sebastian, for all Catholics and RCIA above the age of 19. Register using the Google Forms found in the link provided. Renew and reignite your faith. This week's Q&Q, the Q asks, are there ways of knowing if one is alive in God? There are 7 characteristics of being alive in God. They move. There is dynamism. They're self-motivated and spread out. They breathe. Their oxygen is God. They depend on Him. They sense. They feel pain and needs. They know when to give the good news. They grow. They cause things to flourish. They let God give the increase or life. They reproduce. They make disciples, feed the lambs, and sheep extend communities. They cleanse. They remove sins and toxins. They are faithful to ongoing disciplines. They nourish. They feed on the Word, the Eucharist, the sacraments. Their food is to do God's will. They obey the bread of life. Living organisms reflect these functions or characteristics. Are you alive? True Christians reflect their Master, the life giver. Thank you for watching. Let us continue to build God's kingdom together. Another week to make a difference. God bless you. Take care. Be safe.